Alright, so today we got a decode on Napoleon, the Napoleon movie, and more. So, he died at the age of 51. Of course, he was known for his military dictatorship. Mars equals 51, and this is significant because Mars is the god of war in Roman mythology. You could say Napoleon was an archetype of Mars, with the God of War connection. Anyways, the first month of the Roman calendar was named after Mars. It was named Martius, a word that equals 510. So you remove that 0 for another 51 connection. But Martius equates to 510 in Jewish gematria. And the phrase warmongerer equals 51 in one of the 4 base ciphers. Can't remember which one. But this word has been used to describe Napoleon by many. But regarding his death, many say he was poisoned, specifically with arsenic, and killing people this way, via arsenic poisoning, has historically been a go-to for the Jesuits. So yes, I definitely think they were behind Napoleon's death. But we'll see more connections to them as the decode progresses. But having said this, conspiracy equals 51, and I think it's worth pointing out that the Jesuit creation, that is the Illuminati, was established on 5/1 in 1776. Because, after all, this is the secret society that is commonly thought to be behind conspiracies, like popular conspiracies, primarily, because when, you come across people that, aren't really, into this, as much as I am, and probably like you watching are, they'll say stuff like, oh, so you believe the Illuminati's behind stuff. The Illuminati is just a general term for, for the globalists that run the world. The globalists, that's another big term, but Illuminati is a little more specific, but still not, it doesn't pinpoint, exactly who runs this whole show here on Earth, in this world, and that's the Jesuits. The Jesuits, it all goes back to Rome, the Catholic Church. The Jesuits are the military order that operate out of the Catholic Church currently. Anyways, Napoleon was born a span of 119 days after the last day of Aries, which is ruled by Mars. Again, the god of warfare. The god of warfare is a phrase equating to 119, just as planet Mars does. And a Roman festival in honor of Mars is celebrated on October 19th, written 10/19, so you remove that 0 for another 119 connection. Napoleon gained power by becoming the first consul of France at the end of the French Revolution on 11/9 in 1799, a date with numerology of 119. And then, of course, it ends the French Revolution, and revolution is a word equating to 119. How much of is that divinely ordained, or did man, the Jesuits, did they script that to happen? I would honestly rather not say, I think, certain things, my belief is with all this throughout all my decodes, and just depending on the decode, it man scripts some things, and the divine, has numbers sync up, because numbers are the language of the universe. So it's you just got to use your own discernment, really, with deciding, okay, well, are these connections, they're not one or the other. They're not all one, and, You know what I mean? They're not either all, scripted by man or all scripted by God. There's both going on, and you just got to use your own discernment, in each connection, each situation to decide which is which. But anyways, but yeah, a connection to keep in mind for later is that Vatican equals 119 as well. Furthermore, Napoleon equals 38, just as planet Mars does. And Aries equals 38. Again, Aries is ruled by Mars. Joaquin Phoenix played Napoleon, and his birthday is on a date with numerology of 38. October 28th, 10 plus 28, 38. As far as his last name, Phoenix, that being the name of the mythological firebird, fire equals 38, and fire is the element of Aries, the time of Aries, the zodiac. The movie Napoleon came out 201 days after the day Napoleon died on in history. The Jesuit order equals 201. The Order of Illuminati equals 201, as it was, the Illuminati created by Jesuit. And when people refer to the Illuminati today, it's, depending on the context the word is being used in, it's really a synonym for the Jesuits. Because, depending on the context people are using it, people are unknowingly talking about the Jesuits, right? So, just depends. But anyways, the phrase the Freemasonic order equals 201 as well. Modern day Freemasonry is also Jesuit / Illuminati controlled. The first connection is important because the Jesuit order operates out of the Catholic Church, and a key aspect of Napoleon's rule was his relationship with the Roman Catholic Church. Specifically, in 1801, Napoleon and the Church reached an agreement which was called the Concordat of 1801. The last connection is significant because although it's debated whether Napoleon was a Freemason or not, he definitely associated with them, and at one point decided to protect them. You can come to this post, click on this link. Probably not going to leave it linked, so you got to come to the post to do that. But anyways, but moving on, as for Napoleon's connection to Mars, because he's really, like I said, an archetype of Mars, being, with the god of war thing. The planet's name, Mars, equals 201 in Jewish gematria. And like I said, Mars is the god of war in specifically Roman mythology. Roman mythology, a phrase equating to 201. And the phrase Roman god of war equals 201. And something I need to go back and add is the fact that in the Jewish cipher, along with Mars equating to 201 in Jewish gematria, Roman also equals 201 in that cipher. The movie Napoleon came out on a day with numerology of 56. Interestingly, Napoleon shares a birthday with the Society of Jesus. Society of Jesus, a phrase equating to 56. Napoleon died 263 days after his birthday. 263 is the 56th prime number. And the movie came out 56 days after the Jesuit order's birthday. Jesuit order and Society of Jesus, both referring to the Jesuits, of course. The Jesuit order was established just a little while after the Society of Jesus formed. But it refers to the same group of people, for anybody that didn't know. But anyways, in addition, revolution equals 56, as Napoleon rose to power during the French Revolution. And Paris, France equals 56, where the Society of Jesus formed. Napoleon died 102 days before his birthday. 102 is a number that connects to many wars and acts of war throughout history, a lot of which specifically point to the Jesuits, specifically the ones within the last 500 years since they were established in the 1500s. But, the Jesuits are a military order. Anyways, the attacks on 9/11, for instance, lasted 102 minutes. World Trade Centers equals 102, a book translated by a Jesuit that pretty much explains their covert war strategies is called Art of War. And it was supposedly written by some guy named Sun Tzu. Art of War equals 102. World War equals 102. Holy War equals 102, the nickname for the Crusades. The Civil War started on the 102nd day of the year, and according to the mainstream, slavery was the primary reason for this war, and slavery equals 102. And Abraham Lincoln even said, who was the president during the Civil War, that the American Civil War of 1861 to 1865 would never have been possible without the sinister influence of the Jesuits. Like I said, the Jesuits have been influencing, many things like wars since they've been established. But for more evidence that the Jesuits were the puppet masters behind the French Revolution and Napoleon Bonaparte, the French Revolution began exactly, and I mean exactly, 32 years before Napoleon died. The Jesuits have 32 sun rays on their logo. Recall the supposed author of Art of War. His name. Again, the book that was translated by a Jesuit, but this author, the supposed author of Art of War, Sun Tzu. Sun. Like the Jesuits have a sun on their logo. 32 sun rays on their logo. And Sun Tzu is a name that equals 32. On top of that, it's been said that Napoleon approved the restoration of the Knights Templar, therefore establishing a relationship with them, and it's also been said that he was a Templar himself, although the latter point is debated by many. The Knights Templar was the old military order that used to operate out of the Roman Catholic Church. The Jesuits are just a continuation of them, as they are the current military order that operates out of the Roman Catholic Church. And having said this, the word Templars equals 32. Going back to the Jesuits, their logo, and Napoleon, something I didn't mention is, I had to go back and add this, but how, again, Napoleon and the Society of Jesus shared a birthday. This birthday, August 15th, it's in the time of Leo. And Leo is the zodiac ruled by the sun. Leo equals 32, and again, connecting to the Jesuit logo, which has 32 sun rays on it. The movie Napoleon came out on a date with numerology of 33. Masonry equals 33. Secrecy equals 33. And Jesuitic equals 33. Excuse me. But all in the same cipher. Like I said, it was Joaquin Phoenix who played Napoleon. Joaquin equals 33 in the same cipher as the others do. And in connection to his last name, again being Phoenix, a double-headed phoenix is on the emblem of the 33rd degree of Masonry. Although those who don't understand will tell you it's a double-headed eagle, just like they'll tell you that the U.S. has always had the bald eagle for their, to be their national bird or whatever. It was the phoenix, and it really still is in spirit. But anyways, so this is where it gets really interesting right here. A book that unsurprisingly mentions Napoleon several times is Robert Greene's The 33 Strategies of War, which was published 33 days before the day Napoleon died on in history. And it was published a span of 33 weeks after Napoleon's birthday. Again, which he shares with the Society of Jesus. Not to mention that the author's first name, Robert, equals 33 in the same cipher as all the other 33 connections do. But, yeah, so that's all I wanted to say. Besides, you guys should check out these related posts. You can just come to this post. I'll leave my blog linked. See these links here. Maybe help you understand some of this better. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'm out. Peace.